I have two concerns that appear to be in complete contradiction. On the one hand, I long for the days when we could use the term, in my opinion. You know, what used to be called debate. It was the very essence of progressive thought and popular, I believe, at middle-class dinner parties. It was what our parliaments were built on. I think this, you think that. Let's meet in the middle. And it was sort of polite in a way, you know. I might say, I see something this way, but then you'd say, I see it this way. And then I might then say, now that's interesting because I hadn't considered your point of view. It's not done like that anymore. Take a look at X. And on the other hand, I worry that saying anything now will offend someone at best, or result in having your windows smashed and receiving death threats at worst. Perhaps YouTube is not the best place to raise these concerns. Concerns that we, the YouTube content creators, may be a part of the problem. Which begs the question, of course, what problem am I referring to? Let's take stock of the world in 2025. There is no doubt that we in the West live in an alarmingly divided world. The gap between the rich and the poor is, well, you know, some of the richest individuals in the world are wealthier than some of the poorest countries. I can't provide solid evidence for that, but if it's not true, it's not far from it. Go back a few decades and it was possible for someone to start their career in a company as a junior clerk and work their way up to become the CEO. Not today. That woman who just delivered the parcel you only ordered last night will never meet Jeff Bezos, let alone become his successor. Hotels are closing down or putting up prices. Young people can't find anywhere to live because comparatively wealthy individuals are renting out second properties as part of their Airbnb business, the profits of which they share with Airbnb. The pavements of the world's greatest cities are littered with electric bicycles. Taxi drivers have lost out to, well, anyone who can drive and read a sat-nav. And I have a theory that one day the world will be divided between thin people who cycle everywhere delivering our meals and fat people who click on their phones to have it delivered. What will happen to the companies who sell kitchens? All of that money heads to America, and yet Americans themselves are complaining about the cost of eggs and looking to their president to make them great again. So it clearly isn't being distributed evenly. America is the wealthiest nation on the planet by a long way, but many Americans live in poverty. Right now, in my opinion, they're cutting back on their essential services, health, education, whilst looking to build Playboy playgrounds in Gaza and cities on Mars. The world has always been divided, them and us, rich and poor, and the poorest are now working for the richest for minimum wage or on 0-hour contracts. Who do we blame for that? The wealthy who pay next to nothing because they can, or the poorest who work for peanuts because they have to? It's the story of the toll puddle martyrs again. And so, I come back to my concern, is YouTube good or bad? I want to succeed in my new YouTube channel, but in the back of my mind I wonder, why do I want that? What's the point? And am I not pandering to the mighty, the big companies? We all know who owns this one. And having the opportunity to show your films around the world for free, well, you can't complain about that, even if you don't get paid until you've uploaded weekly for at least 2 years. And yet there's a curious feeling of, you know, what exactly is this for? It surely can't be good for the planet having 2 million zillion videos on a server the size of Texas somewhere. But then again, with the drill baby drill current attitude towards climate change, does that matter? It seems we should worry more about advertising revenue than global annihilation. So, in summary, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Should I be doing this or should I be avoiding it? I don't like that the algorithm makes you upload all the time. Even when you have nothing to say, you have to say something or, well, you've got no chance. And that feels like blackmail. On the other hand, it's good that they keep the pressure on, you know. You got nothing to say? Well, think again. Everyone's got something to say, now upload! And that feels more like motivation. And maybe, at the end of the day, that's how it is. It's no different to the way it's always been. The rich chucking down enough scraps to keep us stray dogs fit enough to fight for our survival and their amusement. Maybe we should all just tip our caps as they speed past in electric cars en route to their spacecraft. And in the meantime, we make the very best videos that we possibly can. And maybe if we keep at it, there will be some kind of reward. And I'd like to find out. And if you subscribe, well, we can find out together.